Can you raise your hands if you're drinking from a dirty stream?
See the kind of water that some Ghanaians are drinking into their bodies, and you expect the people to keep quiet. Let us know at the comment section. Can we prioritize the existence or the building of cathedral and hajj villages at the expense of this situation? Jeez, instead of our politicians, our government, allocating resources to the very pressing needs of the people, instead we tackle fancy things. We prioritize fancy things. Let us come together. Let us put politics aside and come together and fight for our rights as Ghanaians. It is said that it's better to die standing than to live on your knees. So please, Kevin Taylor, be mindful, be extra mindful on the kind of words that you use in the course of making your submissions. We cannot afford to sit and watch people put fear or threaten the very lives of Ghanaians. No, that is the height of it. Like, we've had enough already. And point of correction, please do not politicize this video. I am partyless. The worst thing that I will ever do is to defend a political party at the expense of the general welfare of the people of which I am part of. Never. I wasn't politically brought up. I grew up in the midst of the people. So anything that I do or say is being influenced by the happenings around me. Welcome to Anything Africa. We talk about anything that has or got something to do with Africans. Feel free to express yourself at the comment section. Opinions and views are warmly welcome, with no harsh feelings. Let's have a honest conversation.
Ghana Airport Company Limited. Your taxes ye this year no. Ye be you sikani bi near the Hajj Village. Me pe bema o Ghana. No abeka say nyansa be ne wom say yensi Hajj Village no me pe bema baako. Me pe de so ye bema. De o say ono de otie dua te se me e kwa me tie dua. De o say ono de ne bo hye inkremofo agimi obetumi adae omo no. Ombra TV so no any social media embe make that statement and adwin kebe kun. We will burn you and burn your wife and kids alive. I'm telling you, it's a promise.
It seems our politicians are gradually violating the existence of democracy, where rule of law is featured. Before then, it was the MPP who were trying to, be like autocratic government, opposing people. People were like detained for expressing their views. And now the MDC has taken over, and they seem to be repeating what happened previously, to the extent of threatening to take the lives of people if they oppose the government. Which people's resources, which people's money, which taxpayers' money are we using to run the country? And we expect the people to keep mute. Like, for what reason? Why do we sit and watch people disturb the peace of Ghanaians while sitting at their comfort zones? And our security personnel sit comfortably, unconcerned. You cannot tell us that because these people are not citizens of the country or they are not living in Ghana at the moment. No, that is not enough excuse. Like, don't we have any international laws or treaties to ensure that individuals like this receive fair treatment while respecting their rights as foreign citizens? No, you can't tell us this. Because any serious country or nation won't sit and watch this happen. If we were able to factor the war between Ukraine and Russia as in the reason why the country is facing hardship, why can't we factor certain acts like this, which at the end of the day is going to have impact on the people? Let's check recently what happened in Obuasi.
Including my own father, Kumomo or Bossy. Timothy Manya, Papa Yabuntu or Bossy.
Putuama nipa bi ewu a eno nti ema obwase mabunu bi eyo madwen se ne omoso mfanche anglo good for cars ni bi twam a ombe stop o mo ne cars no yeso ma himiensa.
At the end of the day, which people lost their lives as a result of that statement made by Catherine Smart long time ago. It is the ordinary Ghanaian. MPP and NDC. The ordinary Ghanaian lost their lives, while those who made that comment were sitting at their comfort zones, relaxing. How can we allow people to threaten the very lives of Ghanaians? Just because Ghanaians are trying to, express themselves. What happens to expression of views in the constitution? as long as rule of law and democracy is concerned. What happens to it? I remember vividly that one of the conditions that ensure rule of law is tolerance of views, which entails that the people must not be detained for opposing the government. The government must tolerate freedom of expression, and the mass media must be allowed to operate without intimidation or coercion. Recently, we also saw what happened in United Showbiz, where people barging during a live show just because they were thinking or they were like, why are you guys saying this?
Look at the number of tags and I say men are more invading your studio. Just like that. Uninvited. There's another video in security no crown. That's the head of the camera.
No, Jana coin.
So no, I'm sorry, more.
Really? Like the country is gradually becoming unbecoming, and we can't afford to sit and watch this happen. Please, it's about time we think as Ghanaians. We value the very existence of ourselves rather than following politicians. Because mind you, in the lives of Kevin Taylor and these people that we normally see fighting for politicians are being paid for. And if you think it's okay for them to say this because it's your government, tomorrow it will be your turn. Because like I said, during the time of the NPP, similar was happening.
John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. Oma kachre Ghana. Ya don kremofo, ya pen kremofo, ya do chief imam, and the Islamic religion. Wakano kachre Ghana. Islamofo, kremofo, omo taxes omutiano also munya homfaso. And into Ghana Airport Company Limited, your taxes ye this year no, ye be you sikalibi near the Hajj village, mepe bema or Ghana. No, Abeka say, Nyan Sabe ni wom say yensi Hajj village no mepe bema bako. Mepe di oso ye bema. Di oso already utie dia te se me e kwa metie dia. Di oso already ne bo hye inkremofo agimi obetumi adae omo no. Ombra TV so no any social media embe make that statement and adwin kebe kun. We will burn you and burn your wife and kids alive. I'm telling you, it's a promise. Somebody should start that and let us see who is a man in Ghana. We are not going to joke anymore.
Sometimes I wonder whether we are indeed living in a democratic state whereby there is an existence of rule of law. I wonder, but there are certain things that people say and go scot-free, whilst at the end of the day, people do the same thing and find themselves behind bars.
Wallahi tillahi wo yezo mun kashe ka yebe kun live IGP be careful Tyria minister be careful I'm warning you strong warning
yeah for the gang you know
Oh, bag na bo me chi no.
eh jiwa wa me bisa say upie koye dey
Eh jiwa gum. What I say, friendly demon time. I can throw for pistol for rare gangsters. Yeah, whoa.
What happens to rule of law? Because at the end of the day, there are ordinary people who have said similar things, like who have made similar statements, and at the end of the day, got themselves arrested. They were arrested, authorities were swift on them. And mind you, this guy is an NDC man, whereas this Kevin Taylor is also an NDC man. But at the end of the day, one was arrested for the same statement, while one is working freely.
Radio so no mbeka say adentina yetam Ghana sika kosi Hajj. Ade bechin ye be hye nipa no. And this is a warning.
During election, politicians are more concerned about educating people, the ordinary Ghanaian, about their franchise, like political franchise, which entails the right to vote. Like they spend their time educating Ghanaians that go and vote, it's your right. Go and vote, it's franchise. Because at the end of the day, they know it is going to put them in certain positions. But when it comes to rule of law, it's zero, which practically means that no one is above the law without accepting the president. So what happened? I can't remember vividly that during the time of the NPP, when Anado decided to build a cathedral, the people stood against it. Majority of the people stood against it. And now it is a time for the NDC to build a Hajj village. And you are like, anyone who will stand against this will be killed. Jeez, are you guys for real? You can do better. Talking of Kevin Teller and other guys, not only the NDC, people from both NDC and NPP camp who always incite the ordinary Ghanaians and sit at the comfort of their zones. Like once again, Captain Smart wasn't affected when Ghanaians were being killed in Obuasi.